Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course from New Earth One Network. This is designed exclusively for your higher self connection and embodiment. Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course. We are so excited today to be with two sound healers, sound enthusiasts, as we talk about how sound and motion can transform our lives. Let's welcome Lynn Miller and Megan King to this platform. Hi, ladies.
Hello there. So excited to be here and to be able to share with Megan, as she's quite a Renaissance woman, in that she's not only a scientist, but a musician and a visual artist and a dance facilitator.
Wow, thanks for that intro, and it's my pleasure, seriously, my pleasure to be here with you, Lynn, and you, Lauren.
Oh, we are excited because every time we're with Lynn, we walk away with a huge smile on our face. She presents such fun in our time and our beingness. So this is an introduction on a series of courses that you both will be offering on the Neo Network. And so we're going to talk a little bit and maybe experience a little bit with you. And I'll turn my camera off, but I just want to say, ladies, thank you so much both for being here. As we get started, Megan, tell us how sound and music, you are a member of Music for the People and a certified group motion facilitator. How has this assisted you in your life? Why is this so important to you?
It's in every aspect. It just allows me to really be authentic in how I go through life, and outside of those two areas, as well as during, because they both Music for People and this dance facilitation I do called Group Motion, they involve a lot of improvisation, and that just carries right over. So you're just okay with just being yourself and interacting with people. So it's just been wonderful for me.
Thank you. We're going to go deeper into that in our program today. We're looking forward to that. And Lynn, you, of course, I'm going to ask the same question. Why is this so important to you? Because actually, when we see you and interact with you, we can feel what's going on, but this really is important to you too.
It really is. I'd have to say the arts, all the arts. I really go into all of them in my life. Has saved my life. It's helped me really to be here and to enjoy life. And if I didn't have that in my life, I might just have withered away. So it's so important, because what I have learned, I really want to share with others, because it really does give coping skills as well as joy.
Coping skills and joy, all of the above, and so much more. So this is beautiful. again, you ladies will be teaching some courses. We are very excited about that. We're going to learn about that and how we too can incorporate this in our lives for the coping skills, for joy, and for harmony, peace, and even increased intuition. And this goes all into our imagination. So I'm going to let both of you offer this presentation here now. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. So, creativity. We're talking about creativity. Creativity lives in the unknown. Oh, where is it? So we're going to learn to make friends with the unknown because we have to admit it. A lot of we kind of want to know. We want to know what's going on. We're wired that way. Our brain is kind of wired. We want to be in control. But what we're going to be sharing that through the arts, how you can let it go and make friends with the unknown. Because it's in the unknown. That's where, as I mentioned, creativity lives. But that's where we can really go into our curiosity and discovery. And that brings us into our imagination. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking a little bit, and we're going to also do some experientials that we want you to join us in on reclaiming our power. All of us, we are all power. We all have power, but sometimes it gets a little smushed. But through creativity, we can come into ourselves and into our authentic self. And our authentic self is our soul self. And the soul loves creativity and it loves play. So we've all in the Western culture have been taught very, very well how to think linear and to be in the linear world, even though when we came here, that wasn't really the world that we were in, but we were taught to be so linear. It's helpful, but it's a little out of balance, I'd have to say. So we want to make room for creativity, which actually speaks more through the imagination and symbols and imagery, and it speaks through the heart. And a way to connect is through the arts. So both Megan and I, we are musicians, and we will be playing live music throughout this program and through the special offers that we're going to be offering through the upcoming months. So I want to talk about the voice and the importance of the voice. The voice is like, it's a kind of an imprint of you and who you are. And the more that we come into the voice, the more we really come into ourselves. So it's a vehicle for self-expression, emotional healing, emotional communication, of course, connection, and it can be used to help regulate our nervous system. It's just so much that you get from exploring your voice. So I want to hand this over to Megan to talk a little bit about movement.
Right. So movement, we know the benefits of movement. We've heard a lot about them, but there's some I think we're going to really emphasize in this series of classes. And one of those is that movement actually helps us process our emotions. And also it strengthens our connection with our bodies. And just getting that flow between our mind and our bodies and what's happening for us. And keeping that on a keeping it moving, so to speak. So those emotions don't get stuck, right? And then, of course, movement is also about self-expression. You can dance and move in so many different ways that come right spontaneously from yourself. That's an ideal feeling to have as you're moving through life and through this course. I'd also like to say something about ritual, because ritual is another way of having movement, and it's about elevating what's important to us and making it more sacred. And that's sort of a magical part of life that we've kind of lost touch with, and that we are going to be using throughout these classes.
Thank you. So I just want to share that this is a cantalese, and this is the national instrument of Finland. And Megan has a lot of beautiful instruments as well. And one I know that she has is a Native American flute. So we would like to do something with ritual. And I'm going to use this prop of the plant. And my ritual is going to be to really honor this plant, honor the earth, honor what it brings to us. So I'll do that through movement. And Megan, tell us a little bit about that lovely instrument you have.
Right. So this is a Native American flute. It's made by John Norris, an amazing flute maker, and it's made. Yes, I say it's made out of wood. It's made out of wood, and you'll also see it has some nature symbols in there. There's this duck at the bottom that adds a real decorative element, and was also, the flute has a bird song quality about it, so it portrays that, as well as the flute sounding like a bird.
Right. So all the different instruments, we're going to have a variety of instruments that they're all have their own personalities, and they do affect us in different ways. And so, for me, and so I want you all to listen in on how does the native flute affect you? How does it make you feel? But for me, it's kind of a connection to nature. So that's why we're going to use it for this ritual. Thank you so much. So I know that Megan also has another insta-rating. That's how my son always said interesting. A very insta-rating instrument from Siberia. Why don't you introduce that to us?
Oh my gosh, yeah, this is a fascinating instrument. Yes, it's made in Russia, and it is a steel drum, and these tongues vibrate harmoniously. It's great for improv and relaxation and meditation. And so here's just a little bit.
Okay, keep playing it.
Oh, okay.
And you mentioned improv, so I'm going to talk a little about improv because that's a great improvisational instrument. So by improvisation, what I mean is coming from nothingness. Or where does it come from? From the void, from the field. So improvisation is creating in the moment. it's only in the moment that healing can occur. So improvisation teaches us to be spontaneous, and that teaches us to be resilient. I said to let go of that control and embrace the unknown. So a lot of what we will be doing is an improvisational approach, meaning we don't know what we're going to do next in our sound and movements. And so what gets in the way of creativity? I would say fear of not being good enough. That's a good one. So right here is a meridian between the pinky and the ring finger, and if you tap this can help kind of calm it down. So let's do this while I'm talking about fear. So yeah, it's could be fear of being too good. What other fears are there, Megan?
Fear of failure. So just the opposite, perhaps. Yeah. That's out there.
Right. Fear of looking like a fool. So let's get it over with. Be foolish. Okay. Right. So now with your flute, Megan, she's got a silver flute. We're going to play with this fear. So what does it look like? What does it sound like? So what can we do when it comes? It happens. Ooh. So we could look at it. Right there, that brings awareness. I'm a little fearful. We can smile at it and laugh at it. We can let it melt. And the part of us that may be fearful, we can give it some nurturing. And this all helps it dissipate. We can actually honor it because fear puts you on the edge of your seat, and so what that does, it creates really listening and paying attention. If you're really fearful, it's like fire. It's like fire energy. So use it well. Use your fear well.
Yeah, it keeps you alert.
It keeps you alert.
Touchy situations. Yeah.
Right. So I've written a book called SpiritArts, Transformation Through Creating Art, Music, and Dance. And so we're going to be taking some of the principles from this book, and kind of the overall philosophy is this 4-step process of breath, body, heart, and deep listening. So we're going to go through some of these. This is my this is a monochord, and I'll explain this whole instrument while I'm here. So this is a tambura and a koto. So this whole instrument's got 3 instruments in one, and it's called a kotomo. Okay, so let's go to our breath. So we were talking about fear. So if you're feeling a lot of fear or anxiousness, or if you're about ready to start your improv, take a nice deep breath. So breathe in. And make your exhale longer than your inhale. So this calms our nervous system. So I'd like to share some Chinese medicine breaths that help release the energy that can be in your organs. So fear is actually held, the energy is held in the kidney. And the sound is so let's do that. Do it with me. Now worry is over here on the left side, and that's over on the spleen. And this is say the worry and overthinking. So if you have a tendency for that, it's so simple. The sound is and anxiety can get lodged in our heart, the energy of anxiety. So to release that, the sound is so let's do that. So use those breaths to help clear the emotions. And then once you clear them, it's wonderful to bring in a positive attribute.
Yeah, so whatever you've let some of those emotions go, and now you do need to fill it in with something else, or who knows what will end up in there. So one thing that like is a great emotion we all aspire to, I think, is the emotion of peace. So go ahead and close your eyes and just give a call for peace to come, bring it in and fill you up. Fill you up with peace, and you can start at your crown chakra, just bringing that in, having it fill up your head, your skull, your neck, feeling that peace, that calm, total relaxing. Feeling right through the core of your body, on down through your hips and your legs, all the way down through the floor, the ground, and connecting you. And now notice how that peaceful feeling just fills you up. And there's even some extra so that you like radiate this feeling of peace. And just take another deep breath to really let that settle. And know that you can do this with any emotion that you want more of, to just bring it through and really embody it. Back to you, Lynn.
Yeah, no, I'm bringing it back to you. I've talked about this instrument here. I'm going to play it while Megan's going to warm us up with some body part movements.
All right. Yeah, part of the dance half of these classes will be getting in touch with our bodies and a lot of movement. And it's all about what's comfortable for you and what will provide some inspiration and growth into expressing yourself with your body. So one thing we definitely do is warm up. And one way to do this is through warming up different body parts and focusing on those. So let's just go ahead and enough chatter and just get right into the movement. So let's start with our head. Right now, go ahead and focus on your head. Moving it slowly and carefully. Whatever way is comfortable. Kind of creating a little dance with our head. Have our head start to lead us, maybe a little bit the rest of our body. And it's great to do this with your eyes shut, actually, because then you really feel really inside and focusing there. And then we can move on to our shoulders. We can move them symmetrically, unsymmetrically. Again, you don't have to follow me. Make up whatever shoulder movements you want to do. Just exploring, right, all the interesting ways your shoulders can move. And how about our elbows? Just focus on those. So we can do some fast movements. And whatever we want to try. Right? And you can carry this all throughout your body, and we certainly will get in touch with all those body parts. So let's just close that out for now. Thanks for that great accompaniment, Lynn. My music just inspires you to move in fun ways.
So I'd like to come back to Lauren and see if she has any comments or questions, and then we're going to talk about our special offerings.
So wonderful to be in the vibration of this. It is a freedom. It is a nurturing, actually. What I find really interesting is, first of all, a couple things. One is that when you mentioned ritual, I could pick up a sense where someone would say, ooh, how do we do that? But then you showed us, Lynn, ritual is seriously just, or simply just honoring the presence of something. It could be a crystal, right? This is a heart. It could be this pen. So thank you for sharing the ritual, how we show up. Each day is a ritual, really. How we show up in our movement is a ritual.
It's interesting you mentioned that, because we are going to get into that a little bit too.
And I love that, because to me, we've often said that the most important meeting of the day is the meeting with yourself. And that's what we do when we go into this motion and sound. And so you're both creating a beautiful ritual with sound and movement. And that is, again, that deep connection with our body and with our soul. To me, it really helps us embody our soul so much better. Yes. And another thing that you mentioned, when you were doing the sounds of the emotions, isn't that interesting that when we're angry, we're like, shh.
Absolutely.
And when we're worried, we're like, whoo. right? Or when
Absolutely.
we're anxious, we're like, ah. So
So yeah, all these sounds
fascinating.
were taken from natural sounds that we make and animals make too, and they've been used for thousands of years. And they do you in China that in the hospitals they use these sounds with Chinese medicine and with allopathic medicine and to help because they really figured it out. Like we're just starting to figure it out here in the West that the mind, that the body and the mind, there's a connection. So they've known this for thousands of years.
And another thing that you mentioned was the eyes shut. There's something so, oh, intimate about that, something so safe about that. And one of the things, maybe Megan, you can talk more about this. One of the things I've noticed recently is like dancing with blindfolds in a group setting, blindfold dancing. And that, I mean, when you think about it, that's like dancing like no one's watching because no one is watching. So that's a beautiful thing as well. And oftentimes, yoga, in some yoga forms, it's just a desire to close the eyes and come within. So, any comment that you want to share on that? It's profound.
Yeah, it really helps us center and just really feel what's going on for us in the moment. Really connect within. And it's interesting. You're saying about blindfolded. Another thing is like a trust thing. You trust the environment's going to be safe for you right then and there with your eyes shut. And that you can move and be okay and not like again that fear thing is suspended. So yeah, whether you're by yourself or in community, to have that comfort is brings a lot of peace, doesn't it? So
It's a
yeah,
lot of peace.
yeah.
So, as you both share these courses, you're going to talk in a moment about how people can work with you with these courses. How do we use these in our life? What is the benefit? When is it just a freedom of creativity? We talked about the higher self embodiment. That's always good for our world. But maybe you both want to share a little bit on why you think this is so important for people and how it will benefit them in their lives.
Well, it teaches you to have more awareness and in your body and with your voice. It teaches you to listen. Some of the things we'll be doing, like listening through your body and listening to each other, because we're going to be interacting with each other, and it's like connection. It's such a wonderful way to connect. It's really this soul connection that we're going to be doing, soul connection, and that, hey, that's great that you connect in your soul, and then you have this connection with others and witnessing each other's souls.
Yeah, I second all of that. That was great. And yeah, and just being really just at home and comfortable with yeah, with yourself and with other people and in community is just really powerful and nurturing and healing. There's a lot of healing benefits here of feel good that just translates to being well.
Yes, and we've often said the world needs to be singing and dancing more. If all we did was sing, dance, and hum, we would be doing a lot. And I
Oh
think
yeah.
we all remember those days. I remember those days in other lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. So the more that we give permission, and then you give permission, and then each person gives the other permission, the more it will happen.
All right, so beautiful. Well, we are looking forward to these courses with you because, again, every class that Lynn does, and now Megan's going to be joining her with these in this movement and music. These classes elevate our spirits so much, and you've got three of them coming up. And so These will be recorded, so if those are not able to join live, the recording is right there, still in the group energy. And these are going to be over the next few months. So tell us about that, because there's an option also to work with you one-on-one in a personal session too.
Right. So we're once a month we're going to be offering our sound movement courses, and each one will have a different theme, and so that you can just come to one, or you can sign up for all three. It's a much discounted price, or you can sign up for all three in a personal session with me, and the personal session is around you. Like, what do you need? What do you want? And I'll be there to support you and to um, owning your authentic self.
So let's go over. I know that you mentioned that each of these, we show up and it's improv how we show up. We had a little taste of it. Is there any structure on these courses that you'd like to share? A little
Yes, there is. So we have a little plan here that I'd love to share, and we're going to go over some structures. So I'm looking forward to it. So we're gonna go a little bit of each class right now, and
Okay.
sharing the different structures. So, okay, class number one. It's going to start in October, but it's called Language. The theme is Language of the Soul. And the way most language that we hear or operate around is like how I'm talking right now, you know, talking language. But there's other languages, as I mentioned, there's soul language, and we'll be exploring some of that. But with our own words, words are energy. So it's really important to have awareness about what we say, what we're thinking. And because there's a lot of power in words. So we're going to do a little exercise, and it's really breaking down a word in through sound and going into the feeling of it. So I'm gonna do the word water, and then Megan can give me her water. So water. Okay. So then we're going to go into more nonverbal language that will be more vocables, and we're going to start with the vowel sounds and so we're going to do a little exercise of putting together two vowel sounds, and you can go frontwards and backwards. So I'm going to pick the sound E and O. E, O, O, E. So Megan, you are not being heard. You are silent. So I thought the last one was a little trick on doing silence. And so is Lauren silent. Oh, am I silent? Oh, so I'll take a show over from here. So silence is a really important part of this. And can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So I'll take this off. Take this off. No. But we are going to be doing some movement. So But silence is so important on listening. So the second class we're doing, it's going to be held in November, is called Listening to Our Body Temple. And this is about relationships. Movement is about relationships. Relationships with sound, with mind, through spirit, our inner world. We talked about, shutting our eyes, our outer world, our connection with each other, and connecting with the divine self. And we'll also be exploring dynamics and textures. So, I guess I am going to have Megan move. Can you say something? Can I hear you? No. Okay, so back to where we were saying, improv is really good because it helps you be spontaneous and think on your feet. So I am going to play this as a dulcimer. And I'll play the dulcimer, and Megan is going to move and you can do this too. Like pick a simple movement, something that you do every day, or that you like to do, like cooking. Now I don't see Megan at all. She was going to move, so I'll do the movement. So everybody find a movement. Something that you do, like cooking or cleaning, and repeat it over and over again. You can't hear me. Now we'll do it faster. Slower. Now, very little. Yeah. So Megan, say yeah.
Yeah.
You're back.
Oh, yay.
Oh, well, pull out that saxophone. So what we're going to do, we're talking about empowerment. So we are going to put on our empowerment outfits, and we're going to take up space, and we're going to be our dynamic, empowered, confident self. Because sometimes if we put this on, then we know what it feels like if we're not always in that place. And then we can bring that into life. So hit it, Megan. Wow. Woo! So as I said, we're gonna have a dance party. We're gonna have live music right in your own living room or wherever. So it's so much fun. I love that saxophone. As I mentioned, each instrument has its own personality. Class 3, moving right along, class 3. That's going to be in December. And the theme is light, sound, and body. So this reminds me of a song that I wrote. So I'm gonna play as Megan moves with me, and feel free to move yourself. Let the light shine through, so you can be the best you. You are blessed with the light within, an invitation to be your best friend. Be someone who lets the light come through. As you know, this is the real you. Let yourself illuminate. Fill yourself with curiosity. Fill yourself with luminosity. Let your light shine through, so you can be your best you.
Oh, that's beautiful, Lynn. I love that song.
Yeah. Okay. So we want to do one last example here. It's called Babble to Soul Language. So we were talking about soul language. So we're going to start with shaking. And shake out anything
Yay!
you want to let go.
Okay.
Shake it out. And then we're going to move that into babbling, like baby talk, you know. Pick it up on this, but you don't know that what I said. I like them. So we're going to move that into making up our own language, like Jante kufutana maran shula la kadematola that again.
La manasuta kishimata karanao ay nalela.
Shelela voton.
Kasa?
And then we're going to move that into a more melodic musical phrase. Gonde bahia uma sole homa.
Aleyo la ira ye.
Galea mua.
Moi mue moya ya leya lo leya.
Hey. So the first step is to show up. And so thank you for showing up for this interview. And we just gave quick little glimpses of some things that we might go into, of course, much deeper. And so the next would be to surrender to the sound, surrender to the movement. And we do this by going into our heart and opening our heart. And this brings us into the present moment, so that it's really not, you're being guided. So you're being guided. And it's a lot about play. So our soul likes to play, so we're gonna play. And then it's about gratitude. And I have so much gratitude for all of you in the audience, for Megan and for Lauren, for giving us this opportunity to share with you. As I said, this work is so important to me, and I want to share it with you.
So beautiful and so fun. This is what we're talking about when we experience this time with Lynn and now with Megan. What a wonderful gathering. Just being in that vibration was very uplifting and comforting and authentic. And one thing that we can do with this online platform is do it in the comfort of our own home where it's safe. That is another safe place. And people don't have to share their video, but they can, because that's such a beautiful community as we use this technology in that way. And I just want to say it's so fun. It's uplifting. And what a treat we can give ourselves as we become our best friend. I loved your singing there, Lynn. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
So happy. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so thank you. The information about these courses and the personal session is right here on this webpage. What a beautiful offering. And whenever we gather like this online, we are meeting soul family. The people who show up are exactly the ones who are meant to show up. And it's amazing the connections. I know they're more than just showing up at a webinar. The connections go much deeper than that on a metaphysical and on a soul level. So it's really exciting to see that and make new friends as well with these group offerings. So thank you both so much. As we wrap up our show, I want to give you both a moment to give any final words of inspiration. Me.
Well, really just looking forward to meeting everybody who decides to participate in these classes and having fun with us and exploring new ways of creating and being and interacting with each other with lots of music and movement and yeah, just exciting to look forward to that.
A lighthearted funness. Thank you.
Yes, and I so look forward to sharing some of these wonderful, you could call them games or there's structures, but there's freedom within the structure, and each structure takes us into more and more depth, because a lot of them are very simple structures, but there's depth in simplicity. So back to feeling safe, and it's all about feeling safe. So feeling safe through sound and body and with each other. Back to this connection and being witnessed is really important.
Well, thank you both, beautiful ladies, for allowing us to let our light shine through. You are wonderful facilitators for this, and we're really excited about it. Again, all of the information is here on this webpage, and we invite everyone watching and listening to join Lynn and Megan. It's very special. You can feel the vibe and warm your heart with it as we become our best friend and let our light shine. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.